Pretty soon after hauling out of the water, we took our railings off and started working on the deck, which needed repainted and a bunch of stuff rebedded. We also re-fiberglassed and faired parts of the deck to make everything the same level. So this is about where we left off last time, finishing and fairing the nose of the boat.
So today I spent the best part of the day when it was nice and cloudy and not too hot out, running around trying to find materials to make a longboard. So I made this longboard out of just a piece of, it's called bender board. It's like a recycled plastic board for, I don't know, pouring concrete, making flexible forms and stuff. I just took a chunk of 2x2 cedar and rounded the edges off of it and screwed it in from the back side. Countersunk the holes for the screws so that they wouldn't be sticking up. And I found some very coarse sandpaper I just had laying around. I think it's 40 grit. So it's really a lot coarser than I'd like, but it's working out quite well actually. And I think these are my last couple of chunks of that anyway, and then I have to go to 150 grit, which is going to take a lot longer. But anyway, the way that works is it flexes and it makes a nice fair curve for the deck. So takes off any high spots and leaves any low spots, so then you know where to fill again. So you can see it's kind of these were some low spots. There's still some more low spots here that have to be filled, but all in all it's coming along pretty good. So get back and do another fill tonight and then continue sanding in the morning. Oh, and my bender board contraption, I scrounged around in town and found a piece of this bender board for free. It was on a broken section and the guy gave me a free piece of it. So the wood was just laying around, the screws I had in my drill bag, and the sandpaper I had, so it cost me absolutely nothing. Cheapest tool I've got so far.
More fairing was done until the nose was built up properly, and then we moved on to working on the leaky hatch.
So this front hatch repair here is pretty much one of the last things that we need to do before we can paint. So what I've got to do before we can paint is just seal this off and chamfer it. And I think I'm just gonna make a thickened structural epoxy and chamfer that, and that should be good for that. And then I may have to ferret a bit better and sand it up, and it'll be ready for paint, and then we can do the repair to the hatch. As you can see here, it's broken apart. So we'll just repair that, and we might take that corner apart too. We'll just generally see how far we need to go and seal that all up, and then strip all of this old sealant off here. So there's two different kinds of sealant. There's this flexible kind of stuff here, which I think is just Sikaflex 291 looks like. And then there's this harder shit here, and you really have to beat on it to get it off. And it's kind of, it looks like somebody had just removed this and resealed it with Sikaflex and not removed the old sealant, which looks like the, I can't remember. It's like a harder Loctite, a more permanent sealant. But I don't think we're going to use that because we're not planning on painting over this hatch after, so it can be removed again and resealed if it ever does leak.
Once everything was sanded down, redundant holes were filled with epoxy.
So I probably forgot to film this yesterday, but there's the rim for the hatch. Nice and strong, glued up well, nice and square. Just got to clean it up now and then stain it, bolt it down.
We used Sikaflex 291 to seal and glue the frame to the deck.
So I just finished putting in my radius. It's dry and ready to sand, and what I'm using is this piece of pipe, just 3/4 inch pipe, and it fits nice in there, so I get a good radius. I just wrap the sandpaper around there. Get this done, I'll have to probably put one more little touch up on it, and then yeah, then it'll be done, ready for paint.
Next time we show you the application of our Epifanes paint and the reinstallation of all our hardware on our deck. Thanks again to all of you for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and special thanks to our patrons for being part of this adventure with us.